Winning.
Pick.
Weekly.
Smith for the win.
Raisi K.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another college football episode, our Winning Picks Weekly. It is week 12. Happy in-season tournament day in the NBA. I can't believe the conference championships for college football are officially in the sports books. I can bet on them. Like one single tear dropped down my eye when I saw Liberty versus New Mexico, and it just Western Kentucky everywhere. Just one single teardrop, but it's coming towards an end here, man. And like any good movie, honestly, it's just getting better and better as the end comes, and all we want is the end to just be here. We just want to see what happens. I mean, the whole Harbaugh thing, we got like the villain stuff. Ohio State also hasn't lost. The SEC is a mess. Florida State pretends that they're gonna lose every single game, but here they are undefeated. It's wild out here. The Pac-12. I mean, there really is only one champion there. Even Washington hasn't lost. It's crazy. Like Washington hasn't lost, but they're a touchdown. Washington not only hasn't lost, they also beat Oregon, and yet they are almost a touchdown underdog in a hypothetical game. Like if you go to FanDuel right now, there's a couple categories, right? It says like top games, top 25, conference, and then there's a section that says hypothetical. You click the word hypothetical, Oregon, Washington comes up, and Oregon's up by favored by a touchdown. I mean, I just want to see what happens at this point.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this slate. And Greg, it's Tuesday night. I know you got something going. Tell the people what you got rolling on a Tuesday night. You should be on the in-season NBA tournament, but I know you have some football games. What do you got going?
Yeah, I mean, as long as Maction's on, I'm doing Maction. So Toledo minus 10. I think they're the best team in the MAC. And Bowling Green just has been hot lately, but you know who they really beat. So, give me Toledo on the road. Makes me a little bit nervous for sure. 10 makes me a little nervous for sure, but I just think Toledo 9-1 right now, 6-0 in the conference. I just think they're gonna win the MAC. I mean, going up against probably Miami of Ohio, maybe. I got them later in the slate, but yeah, Tuesday night, 10 points, not a problem. Something easy to start the weekend. No, I am not watching the NBA in-season tournament.
No. God.
Oh my goodness, you guys are haters. I have so many futures riding on these group winners in the NBA in-season tournament. I'm so ready for tonight. I'm honest, I cannot wait. This is a perfect. Listen, the courts are ugly, but you know it's NBA in-season tournament day when you turn it on. Well,
yeah, like, you know what? Actually, I should say this. Maybe I am watching the NBA in-season tournament. I'm watching Wemby versus Chet tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that an in-season tournament?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how it works. I don't know the rhyme or reason. I'll know when I tune in if I need sunglasses or not, if it's an in-season tournament game or if it's a real game. But either way, that's what I'm watching. I got Wemby in fantasy for a reason, so I can watch as many Wemby games as possible.
If it's a Tuesday or a Friday before Christmas, it's an in-season tournament game, and I need the Thunder, baby. Let's go. I'm hyped.
I'm excited.
I'm just as hyped for an NBA in-season tournament as I could be for Maction. Chip, what do you got going on tonight?
You're as hyped for in-season tournament as for a college football game that actually matters. Come on, man.
Okay, let's relax. The word matters. let's keep the bar.
It 100% matters to these teams. Matters for a championship for these teams.
Oh, well, technically
conference championship.
Technically, there's those two. There's two championships: regular season and in season. All right, go ahead. I sound like Richard Jefferson now.
Yeah.
never a good thing. Never a good thing. We're still talking Tuesday. Then
sure,
Greg said Toledo. I'm on Toledo too. I'm also on Eastern Michigan against Akron minus. I think it went down to 3, but I had 3.5.
Yeah, it's 3.5. 3.5 now.
3.5. Yeah, Akron's absolutely. Eastern Michigan's playing Akron. Akron's just might be the worst team in the country, other than Kent State, and might be worse than Kent State actually. Western Michigan plus 4.5 on the road against Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois' record as a favorite is just awful, especially at home. So Western Michigan, and the over in Western Michigan, Northern Illinois, and under in the Akron game. I don't know why it's 39.5. I could see Akron getting shut out. Akron, I don't know how they're going to score. They're that bad.
All right.
I like that. I like that. 5 plays on Tuesday night in action.
Oh, and the under in the Toledo game too. I have every.
Let's go. Full
Yeah.
load it up. Get a
Yeah,
6-shooter out. I love
Yeah.
that.
All right. If you're looking at the NBA, you got to take the Nuggets minus 4.5. But Magic plus 2.5 versus the Nets. Dude, the Nets, nobody cares. Ben Simmons just got hurt. Imagine that. Ben Simmons with him on the court, top 3 transition offense. Without him on the court, Nets stink. So that's just a little flavor here. Thinking Tuesday night, thinking some action. Hop on the Magic. And you guys got to take Denver at home, man. Even without Jamal Murray. Don't care. All right. Wednesday. Hump day. More football. What do we got?
I got Miami of Ohio at home, minus 8.5. They're 5-1 in the MAC. They're 8-2 in the season, but they're 5-1 in the MAC. Playing against Buffalo. Buffalo just hasn't been that good, I think, for a couple seasons now, but specifically this season. And yeah, I like Miami of Ohio. Under 10 points. I'm all for it, especially now I got a home team. Like, that's what makes me a little nervous about Toledo. They're on the road. It's 10 points. I like this spot a little bit better. Miami of Ohio at home, under 10 points. Over-under is only 39.5. That concerns me a little. Maybe there's not going to be too high scoring, but I think Miami of Ohio is going to score in this one. So, yeah, give me minus 8.5 for them.
Yeah, Buffalo. You're right. Buffalo's really, really bad. I have a future on Miami of Ohio to win the MAC, so I'm not going to be taking them, but I am taking the over in that one. I do like Miami of Ohio, and I'm rooting for Miami of Ohio because I don't think I have one on Toledo. I have Miami of Ohio and Ohio to win the MAC, so I'm rooting on them going forward. But the over in Buffalo, Miami.
Yeah.
And Ohio, and Ohio minus 10.5.
Ooh, the Bobcats.
On Wednesdays against Central Michigan. Ohio's typically really good at home.
All right.
So, yeah.
I believe you when it comes to them action.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Greg, anything else?
No, nothing else Wednesday, nothing Thursday. But that's why we do the show. Like now, if I do pretty good tonight, you might see a bet come out on Ohio because Chip's on top of the MAC and stuff. I like when he gives you the home and road splits. Like Ohio, I don't know how I feel about them. I feel like they've been disappointing in a few games, but maybe those are road games. So they're at home, Central Michigan. I don't know how to feel about them too much, but 11-point spread. Like I said, if I have a couple extra bullets in the chamber, maybe I'll fire something out on Ohio. So another reason to give us a follow. Winning Picks Weekly on Twitter. Chip Murphy 7 on Twitter. Jay Meleka on Twitter. We'll be tweeting everything out. We'll be talking about the games.
Handout, I always tend to lead towards the home teams in the MAC, unless it's like tonight with Toledo when they're just so much more talented.
Yeah.
Then you go there. You had to go there. But most of the time you try and lean towards, especially if it's like a home dog. But tonight I was like with you with the Toledo Bowling Green. I was like, man, there seems to be a lot of money on Bowling Green and it's perfect time for like a letdown thing because they just got bowl eligible and now they're going up against the best team in the MAC. I think they could get smoked. I think Toledo minus 9.5 might be a best bet against Bowling Green. And I really don't want to see Bowling Green get crushed, but man, they're playing the best team in the conference. They get killed.
Yeah, I feel like when I looked at it a little bit, Bowling Green too, like they're coming off 4 straight wins, but it's against Kent State, Ball State,
Did they
Buffalo,
beat Akron
and
too?
Akron.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
it's another world right now, dude.
At the schedules, so Toledo's got that win against Miami of Ohio. I think Toledo's a little bit of a better team, so yeah, that's why I feel comfortable to your point, Chip, taking them on the road.
All right. Jumping into Friday. I'll start here. We got a 9 p.m. South Florida at UTSA game. 98% of the money and 83% of the bets are on the under. However, UTSA is 3-7. They're over 3-7 on the under. I'm gonna go with the over here. I'm gonna take South Florida at 66.5. It's a lot of points, but I feel like this is gonna be a shootout. That's gonna be my first game of the day here, and I'm, it's like Survivor League, right? Where even though you can be really, really confident because you've been hitting it all year, it's just so nerve-wracking, right? It's getting scary being this good on Colorado. I'm not sure, to keep riding it, but Wazoo sucks. This is a weird line for me. This should be, I don't know why, I don't know. It's a weird line. I'm taking Colorado plus 4.5. I'm taking the money line. I love this pick. Washington sucks. Wazoo sucks. Like, Colorado needs this game.
I'm with you.
They need to get bowl eligible. They have 4 wins. I mean, they literally need this game, Greg.
Yeah, Colorado started out hot, but it's been a problem the last few weeks if you haven't been paying attention. They've been covering, which to your point, I've been tailing you on Colorado. So I was interested in what you thought about this. I was high on Washington State earlier in the season. Something happened. They've fallen off a cliff. So seeing only 4.5 points, I get that Colorado's on the road. I get that Colorado hasn't played particularly well the last few games, but started out hot, got 3 or 4 wins right away, and now it's been a tough road the last few weeks. So to your point, there's only a couple games left here. They got to get to a bowl. They got to get to 6 wins. I think it's a spot. I think it's a spot for an outright winner, but for the show, give me plus 4.5.
All right. Should be anything going?
Did Colorado cover last week?
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I don't know. I haven't bet Colorado in forever. They almost went out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll ride with you guys on that one. Colorado plus 4.5. Because you've been on them. So
that's a good one.
Yeah, they've covered against Arizona. They've covered against Oregon State. They've covered against UCLA the last 3 weeks.
UCLA.
I just don't like that it's at night. That's what scares me. On the road at night just scares me.
Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah,
scares me that it's on a Friday night.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday noon. The best time of the day on Saturday. And I'm going to start hand up betting against America. Don't care. Need Coastal Carolina minus 4.5 at Army. Big game for me. I need Coastal to keep it rolling. Basically, this is Coastal's last game that they could win. After this, it's James Madison to end the season. We got to get this win. We got to solidify the top and move on. Give me Coastal over Army. Honestly, first best bet. I need this, man. I need Coastal. I'm surprised that they're favorites on the road. It never happens. They were dogs at home last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Are they saying it's gonna be a blowout? I hope so. I want Coastal to just cruise through this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going Coastal.
Favored. You're going with Coastal too, Greg? Sorry.
Yeah. I think that to your point, like, I mean, everyone needs it at this point of the season, but I mean, the last 2 weeks, Army, good win against Air Force, but had a tough time against Holy Cross. Coastal, it's five games in a row now they've won. And I think they've looked okay. So going on the road against Army's always a tough place to, West Point's always a tough place to play. Army's always a tough team to match up with, but it's do or die right now for Coastal Carolina. I think they get it done here. And getting plus 4 points on the road. Giving 4 points on the road. I'm okay with it staying under a touchdown. That's fine with me.
Yeah, Air Force also lost to Hawaii, so I don't know what the hell's going on with them. They were rolling, and they lost it to bad teams.
Tough.
So, yeah.
All right, what are you guys going on at 12?
Greg, go ahead.
Penn State, best bet, minus 20.5 I think they get back on the horse. I think they haven't been able this season. It's the same story every season. I thought this year was going to be different with Drew Aller. It is not. I was fooled. I was lied to. I was wrong. Penn State cannot play against a competitive team, but boy, can they kick the shit out of Rutgers. 20.5 is a spread right now at home. Big time game. A little bit of a close rivalry for the Big Ten with these teams. Some of these teams really have to travel, but got Penn State and Rutgers here. I like Penn State at home minus 20.5. I think they're going to absolutely kill Rutgers.
Absolutely kill Rutgers?
I think they just beat up on bad teams.
Well, I mean Rutgers' offense is abysmal. So
yeah, like what's a comparative team for Rutgers in the Big Ten? Like Maryland, Indiana, Illinois,
Indiana.
Northwestern.
Offensively, I guess Northwestern. Northwestern's been a lot better than we thought. So
It's true. They've come alive the last few weeks. That's true.
That's a great point. They were dead for a while, but they've been covering, like, slowly, almost winning games here and there.
Yeah. But 20.5. Give me that.
20.5. Shit. It's at Penn State, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn. I mean, that quarterback isn't going to be able to do anything.
I know.
He can't do anything against bad teams. So against Penn State, he's not going to be able to do anything.
I know.
Yeah. The under might be the play there.
It's not bad. 41.5 is the number. It's not
because Rutgers not scoring a touchdown or scoring
so 10. Is Penn State really going to score 45 here or whatever? 43.
They've done it against bad teams, and no shots at Rutgers.
But Rutgers' defense isn't bad. Rutgers' defense is bad.
I don't even love the 20.5.
Like Drew Aller isn't going to light up Rutgers' defense. He's not. He's not going to throw for like 300 yards. Maybe they'll run the ball well, but
would you be shocked? Would you be shocked if it's like 17-3? Oh, my favorite score going into the fourth quarter.
No,
exactly.
No,
it's just gonna be a blowout. Like Rutgers got like it's probably 17-0. Something like that. Like you'll be fighting for the spread going into the fourth.
If the final's like 24-3, that wouldn't be too surprising. 24-3, 27-3, something like that.
We'll see. They could also just blow them out. We'll see.
Yeah, of course.
All right, what else you got going?
For games I don't feel too great about, but like that I'm not as passionate about, like my best bet, Penn State, Louisville -1 against. I think they're playing Miami, I believe, if I remember correctly.
In Miami,
but it's for the ACC. Like they're
This is a scary one, Greg. They looked terrible last week.
They're 6-1 on the conference, 9-1. Yeah, Virginia's been a weird team this season, but besides last week, they've been playing pretty good.
Virginia's 2-8. They almost beat Louisville.
Yeah, but Virginia came alive the last 2 or 3 weeks, right? Like Virginia played Miami close. It was 29-26.
They play everybody close. I think they're 70% against the spread.
Virginia's excellent against the spread.
Yeah, they beat North Carolina. So yeah, I guess they play everyone close. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't have a ton of faith in Miami. I think they got like last second score last week to make the spread look closer than it was in the Florida State Miami game. I was kicking myself all day not taking FSU minus like 13, I think it was, and then Miami ended up scoring like a late touchdown that didn't mean anything, but except for the spread. So that was actually a good no bet. Yeah, I just don't think Miami's very good. I think Louisville, I'm surprised it's only 1, to be honest. I thought it was going to be 3 or 4. Like I said, it's for the conference. It's for the ACC. If Louisville is going to contend, they're going to need to keep winning. So,
well, it's 1 because Louisville lost to Pitt. Jeff Brom's teams do weird crap like that.
Yeah.
Right. So who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if Miami won. I don't trust Louisville at all. I don't know if they'll lose to Miami. I think you're right about Miami. I don't think they're that good, but I don't know if I trust Louisville either.
It's a point of game.
Exactly.
I also like Oklahoma minus 24
Gee,
on the road against BYU. I just don't think BYU is very good.
they suck, Greg. They suck.
Yeah.
Very good is like the nicest possible way. That's like saying the Jets' offense is not very good.
Yeah.
Like the Jets' offense sucks. This team sucks. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've lost. I mean, they've lost to Iowa State. They lost to Texas the last few weeks. West Virginia by big time numbers. So seeing it here at 24, obviously, Oklahoma contending maybe in the Big 12. Right now sitting at what is it, 8-6-2 in the conference? Is it? So they just need a win. They need a win. They need some help here and there. Everyone seems to be like 5-2 in that conference. It's so funny. Except for Texas. Texas is sitting at 6-1. So, yeah, I like Oklahoma minus 24. And then I think that's it for the news slate.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna ride with Tulane here, who has been abysmal against the spread recently. But I don't think there's anyone more abysmal than Florida Atlantic, who's 4-6 straight up, 3-6-1 against the spread. I think this is the game that Tulane finally does well. Like they have to. Like if you've been riding Tulane spread, you probably think they're the worst team in college football. Probably the most overrated team. They're getting crazy spreads every week, and they're almost outright losing every week. But I think this is the week that they kind of smack around a team, and it's going to be the Owls from Florida Atlantic. Unfortunately for them, double digit for Tulane, no problem taking that.
Okay. So, Greg, I can't believe you didn't bring up Michigan against Maryland. I thought for sure you were going to take Michigan, but I know I'm taking Michigan minus 19 against Maryland. Are you back on Maryland? Is that why? Or are you just staying the hell away from this game?
Yeah, I don't know. Just something weirds me out about like a letdown game after a big time win last week for Michigan on the road in Maryland. Like Maryland at noon, 20
Basketball
points.
school, there's no one there.
Yeah, but still, they still got one of the Tuas or one of the Tagovailoas there, like throwing the ball around. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Michigan. I don't know. Like last week was such a big game for them. They absolutely embarrassed Penn State. I just don't know if this is going to be a sleepwalk game for them or if all the juice is locked and loaded and they're going to kill Maryland by 50. Like last week, they threw the ball 8 times. Like, I think they were just trying to dance it on Penn State and just embarrassing them.
Weird, right? That was
Yeah,
weird.
I think they were just showing off. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if this week they come out and they throw the ball 30 times just to remind everyone they can win this game by 60, or if they just sleepwalk and win this game by 20-21 at the buzzer, and it's a close game the whole way through. You're sweating out. So, I'm just staying away from it. I just don't know what to expect from Michigan right now.
Well, I think Michigan's on a roll, right? I mean, no one knows what's going to happen on Friday, but man, if I'm taking anything, I'm taking minus 19.5 right now.
Yeah.
They're killing.
I think they're going to crush them too. I really do. I think they're going to roll. I'm not worried about the look ahead to the Ohio State. I thought that's what you might say, that you were worried about a look ahead thing to Ohio State, but I'm not really worried about that. I think they're locked in now. I
would be worried. Generally, I would be worried. Everything's going on now. I'm not worried about a letdown.
Yeah, I think they're locked in after that. I think that was the worst thing that could have happened to these other teams was the Harbaugh thing, because now they're so focused. Like, and now it's going to be easy for him to get them to lock in during practice and everything. So, yeah, Michigan minus 19. Give me that for sure. And then speaking of the Big Ten, another Iowa under. Iowa against Illinois, 30.5 under. Take that for sure. I don't know how much of that's high for Iowa. And I don't know how much Illinois football you guys have watched this year, but I've watched enough to know they stink too. Their offense is bad, so I'm comfortable taking that under. And then the other Big Ten, what's the other Big Ten one?
I like Iowa there. I think I'm taking Iowa minus 3.
Oh, you're taking Iowa to win. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Iowa winning out right here.
They need it for the West, dude. They're about to win the West.
Yeah.
How could you win the West and then fire the coach? I mean, weird things are happening in Iowa right now.
No, you can fire the OC. Their offense is atrocious. Their offense is absolutely awful. Like they should have fired him years ago. He's the worst.
Okay.
Seriously? You don't think they should fire him?
I don't know. Like they're back on their third string quarterback. He's gonna have a pretty good excuse. He's gonna be like we had more points than Iowa had in the last 5 years combined.
When he was the offensive coordinator that whole time, though, and they were terrible.
I'm just saying. Like some injured quarterbacks, improvements, win the division, make it to the conference championship. I don't know. I'm just saying he has an argument.
In the conference championship again.
8 weeks ago, we were counting points. Nah, I'm just saying. All right, what else you got going?
What was that? Oh, we were just talking about Northwestern. Northwestern +3 against Purdue. I don't know why Northwestern is dogs against Purdue. Purdue's terrible. I know Northwestern's not like anything special or anything, but that just feels like, I mean, Northwestern is a home dog +3 against Purdue. Purdue's so bad. I just remember the Purdue-Syracuse game and watching Syracuse kick the crap out of them. And I don't know. I like Northwestern there +3 at home. So I'm definitely leaning Northwestern. And I think that's every game, right? We went through almost every one.
Yeah, well, you touch a couple 3 o'clocks, and I'll jump right into that. I'm taking the annual. I mean, people talk about Bedlam. That's fun for people to talk about. People like other games that are popular. USC versus UCLA. Over 65.5. I don't care if that over was 100. I might alternate total that. I was at it was my first big college football game, right? When I saw Caleb Williams versus DTR. Stupid UCLA lost the game before, so it wasn't for the Pac-12 chip. Whatever. I digress. They could not tackle each other.
Yeah.
Every play was a touchdown. Every play. And this year, USC defense arguably got worse. UCLA offense arguably got worse as well. That might even itself out. I love the over here, dude. Smash the over. These two teams cannot play defense. There might not be one tackle. It might just be pushes out of bounds.
What's the number?
66.5.
I like that. UCLA over 66.5.
65.5, actually. It
Even
didn't
better.
What's the okay, thank God. Everybody's on the over. Just making sure I'm not going crazy here. All right.
No, I think it's a good point.
No one's taking an under in a USC game. I don't think.
Just making sure. All right, if it's up to me, I'll give another quick 3:30 game here. Air Force -3.5. Picking back up after last week. Back at home. UNLV coming home. Get back game. Get right. -3.5.
I like that. Wasn't on my radar, but I like that. John, I don't know if you're dancing around it or if we just haven't got to it yet, but dude, you were very confident about
Rice?
No, not Rice. I wouldn't bring that up. That was, best bet Rice. You live and die by those. But Ole Miss against Georgia, man. You were ready for Ole Miss to get it going. I was ready for Georgia to remind you that they're Georgia. 52-17.
Bad.
Georgia. I'm on Georgia again. Best bet this time against Tennessee. I think Tennessee and Joe Milton is going to remind you who Joe Milton is.
Remind me.
He already did.
Yeah. We've all had our experiences with Joe Milton over the course of the season, last season or two, but last week was atrocious against Mizzou. I think Georgia reestablished themselves, and they're just going to keep it rolling here. Tennessee, I think, has no shot. The fact that it's only 10 points is crazy. 10.5, I see it as.
I'm going to do exactly. Yeah, I'm going to do exactly what I did last week with Georgia, where I took them first quarter, first half, and total game.
Yeah.
And maybe I took the over in the Ole Miss game. Maybe I'll take the over again. At least Georgia's team total over. I think they're going to roll them.
Yeah, I wasn't dancing around them. Just staying away from this game.
Yeah.
Just stay away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Georgia wants
a game
to
that we skipped over that
Tennessee,
Yeah.
Sorry.
A game that we skipped over, but John, we've talked about it a few times. I want to know your thoughts on it. JMU -9.5 at home against who are they playing?
App State.
They have
App
a big
State.
game. App State needs it. App State is fighting for the conference championship. JMU fighting for nothing. That's what scares me about that. At JMU, they've been a second half team for the last maybe 3 weeks now. They've sucked in the first quarter, been mediocre first half, and then been amazing in the second half, blowing out teams in the second half by like 50, like covering the spread by like times 2. I don't know when that happened. So honestly, with JMU, I feel like I'm gonna wait till second half of that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Yeah, give me -9.5 on that one. I like the full game on that, and I think that's a good point. Yeah, I have noticed like the third quarters they've been like doing like 17-3 in the box score. I've noticed that shit. It's like, wait, well, you got 3 scores in the third quarter, but you could get 3 scores in the first half. Like, what's going on?
Not even that. Like no touchdowns in the first half. Like 3 field goals. Like they'll
Yeah.
in the first half, and then all of a sudden they're the Lions in the second half.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then last game I have in my kind of afternoon slate here, I'm riding with it. I'm going down with the ship. I don't know what I was doing earlier in the season. They let me down last week, but I'm riding back with them again this week. Give me Oak State. Oklahoma State against Houston. They got absolutely steamrolled by UCF last week, minus 45-3. I mean, it was absolutely disgusting. Houston's been bad. Ship put me onto it early in the season. I've been riding with it. Houston's not been good. So, lost last week to Cincy. Lost 41-0 against Kansas State 2 weeks ago. Had an overtime shootout 25-24 against Baylor. I don't think Baylor's very good. So, yeah, give me Oak State in a bounce back spot here. Again, another Big 12 team that's 5-2 right now. That's fighting for it, hanging in there, trying to make something happen. They're right in it. So, yeah, give me Oklahoma State. What was it? -7 on the road against Houston.
Okay, you talked me into Oak State. When you first said it, I was like, okay, but they're playing Houston. All these coaches getting fired. I can't believe Dana Holgorsen still has a job. It's crazy that he still has a job. He's such a bad coach.
Where was he before Houston? I remember
West
Houston
Virginia.
West Virginia.
He did a pretty good job at West Virginia. He's done an awful job at Houston.
Yeah, and Houston was like a big time job. That was like whoever was at Houston before Dana like brought Houston up into like a decent standing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's now been 5 years, 6 years of just mediocreness.
Yeah. And there were expectations last year to improve, and he didn't. And now they're in the Big 12, so it's like they got to get a new coach in there. They stink.
Yeah, but again, the Big 12 conference, I keep saying it. Texas is 6-1, then Oak State, Oklahoma, Iowa State, Kansas State, all 5-2. I don't know how I don't know how it's going to work itself out, but next 2 weeks it's going to work itself out.
Yeah, sometimes it's that simple. Oak State has something to play for. Houston's got nothing to play for.
Yep.
So I think you're right.
That's it for my kind of afternoon games.
Okay. I think my only one is Clemson against Carolina. Taking Clemson -7 against Carolina. I know Yeah, I know. I'm taking Dabo, man.
What?
I'm as surprised as you are.
You love that. Chip is one of those people that like hates something so much he actually loves Dabo. He loves Dabo.
Don't.
You buying the stock? He said if Clemson was a stock, he'd be buying up all of it. Are you buying the stock?
Look, I hate Carolina more than I hate Dabo.
Wow.
I hate Carolina more than I hate anything, but I am taking Dabo here. That feels so off to me that you're like, oh, Carolina's a ranked team and they look so good, but they're actually not that good because Carolina chokes every year. And that's why they're touchdown underdogs. And you're like, oh, well, how good is Clemson? I don't know.
They're pretty decent.
They have
get back on this train. I know you guys have been saying they suck, and no matter what they do, you can't get back in good graces. They've been all right recently.
I haven't bet them, I don't think, a single time this year, but I also had a future on them to, I think, win the national championship before the season.
Tough.
And I was totally off about them. I thought they were going to bounce back. I thought Dabo would bounce back. And I don't know. I think I got him this week. North Carolina, Mac Brown, that's not the kind of school that lives up to hype, and now there's hype that, oh, maybe Florida State's struggling, maybe North Carolina, maybe they make a run for it. I think this is the game where they shit the bed here, especially on the road at Clemson. This is not a win that North Carolina has in them.
All right.
I like it.
I think that's it.
Evening games. I talked about them a little bit earlier. My third and final best bet. I'm jumping on the train. I haven't been on the Mizzou train all season, but it's not too late to get in and get some wins here.
You're
Cash
getting
some
in late,
tickets.
though. You're getting in late.
I am getting in late, and that concerns me a little bit. But it's a delayed spite pick against Florida here. Mizzou at home minus 11.5. Florida sucks. Mizzou is very good. It's that simple. Give me Mizzou minus 11.5 at home. I think they're going to absolutely kill Florida by 30.
I'm with you on that. I love Missouri. I'm with you on that.
I don't know what the over-under is in this game, but I'm thinking about it.
Who cares? Yeah.
Thinking about the over. I just think Missouri can score. I think Missouri might be able to put 50 on them.
All right. I got an afternoon game here, and I mean, I need Air Force to beat UNLV. They're fighting for the top spot in the Mountain West, and nothing I could say. I need Fresno State, guys. I don't know how else I can say. I don't know. This is it. We're here. I need Fresno State, and they could play Air Force. I have both of them with the futures. UNLV has to burn. That's all going to happen this week. And Fresno State is thankfully minus 23.5. So I'm just going to take it, be happy with it. Hopefully they cover. I just need them to win. And they're going to play in the conference championship. We somehow got here. Amazing. Fresno State, their favorites right coming in. All of a sudden they were the worst team in the world. And now they're back. And speaking of, just on the same theme, need Georgia Southern. In the Sun Belt East, because it's either Georgia Southern or Coastal for me in the East. So need Georgia Southern here. They're playing Old Dominion, minus 6.5 at home. I'll take that. Little conference game. Georgia Southern sees the light. I think they'll win by over a touchdown, and just hope that somehow they'll get in the game. You know what I mean? They're hoping for a Coastal. Like they're trying to figure things out at the top. They're hoping for losses. I think they're gonna win this game.
Yeah, from your Georgia Southern to my Georgia State, my last and final game is a 8:00 game. Georgia State against LSU.
Yes, very interesting game.
Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on it, but I'm going with the over 71.5.
Okay, that honestly, now that you said, that might be the smartest pick.
I think this is just going to be a touchdown every play. I think this is going to be absolutely. You talked about UCLA and USC earlier. I agree with you. That's why I jumped on that over. This is 14 points higher. This is going to be touchdown after touchdown. 72 points, a lot of points for one of the teams to be the Georgia State Panthers. This isn't like
good all year. That's the crazy. This is the game that they're supposed to get wrecked by 50, but LSU doesn't tackle. It's going to be so
LSU's defense stinks.
They don't tackle. Like they literally do not tackle. It's
right. And Georgia State, though, the last couple of weeks, they've put up 14 points against App State, 14 points against James Madison. Like I need a little bit more than 14 points out of you boys. Like I need 21, 24, something like that.
That's the thing. Here's the thing. So those two teams that you just mentioned are the top teams in their conference. That's why they lost to them and only scored 14. Makes sense. My question is, the worst team in the SEC, where do they rank in Georgia State's conference? You know what I mean?
Better.
I don't think LSU is the worst, but that's my thing. So, I think LSU smacks App State by 2 touchdowns, even with this defense. So yeah, that's my only worry. But yeah, I like the over there. I'll ride with the over because LSU, they could put up points at the end just to, just in case. Get it in people's heads right before the SEC championship game, just in case things happen.
And we don't have to start talking about it now because there's a lot of football left in the season. But if the Jets were maybe looking at quarterback in the draft, I don't know where Daniels is going to be, but maybe Jaden's there. I don't know.
Is he
We'll
a
talk
first
about.
round pick?
We have months to talk
Oh.
about it, but
No. The Jets only have one pick in the first 65. We're not drafting a quarterback with one of those.
I don't know.
It's a loaded quarterback draft.
But round, I don't even know if we have a fifth. I think we're working with a fourth and a sixth now. One of those picks is going to be a quarterback, in my opinion.
Just saying, just throwing it out there. Might not. He's been nice. I think he's been one of the better quarterbacks all season. His
Would you
team
take
has
him
let
or
him
Harmon?
down.
Take him or Harmon for the NFL.
And Daniels.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Some of those highlight plays against Florida. I mean, he was just
Let's
the
take
way
him or
he
Bo
can run is insane.
Him or Bo Nix? NFL.
Daniels.
Yeah, I think Daniels.
Wow. I think Bo Nix might be a first round pick. Interesting. Okay.
I don't think
Daniels will be too then, I think.
No, Greg, you don't think so? You don't think Bo Nix going in the first round?
I don't know.
think-
I don't
think-
know. Like I said,
I
I
think-
don't want to go down this path because I don't know. Let's talk about Heisman first, and then once that settles, we'll talk about.
Bo
Bo
Nix
Nix
is
is
going
going
I
to be
don't
a
know this
first round
quarterback
pick.
class. Like,
2
I don't
years
know if
ago, he was a bum in the SEC, and now he's
Yeah,
going to be a
well,
first round pick. I don't.
he's
Yeah,
doing the
I'm with Greg. We can't go down. I don't know enough. Yeah,
Yeah, I just don't know enough. Like, I don't know. Like, are we sure Caleb Williams is the first quarterback to go off the
Oh,
board?
whoa. Like, now we can talk because that's
okay. Even
Let's
what's the worst case? Number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
no. There is no. What are we doing? Like, Caleb
I'm just
Williams is
saying.
the best player in college football. He's the best player. Like,
Yeah, he's
if you
tough to
don't take
draft
him
him.
number 1, you're out of your goddamn mind. If you don't take him number 1.
But what if he's annoying? Like, what if he fights with the organization, whoever has first, and then they just be like, all right, we'll just take Drake May. Like, I can see that happening.
It'd
First
be
or
a
second?
monumental. It'd be an absolutely idiotic mistake.
We'll see.
I don't know. Just something.
I could
I'm
see
just
the
saying, I
Giants
don't know how
doing it.
this quarterback class is going to go. I think there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks. I think a lot of them are going to fall. And if Daniels is one of them, I wouldn't mind the Jets giving him a look over someone around where he's going compared to other quarterbacks.
If the Jets have Aaron Rodgers and we get a first-round pick quarterback, I mean, what a world for this guy. What a word for Aaron Rodgers. Like, dude, I can't just get one draft pick ever for me, ever in my whole life. What a world. All right. You guys have any more picks for college here?
No, that's the last.
All right. If you're still listening, shout out to you. Weirdly enough, you take the top teams in every conference right now, all the favorites to win the conference. It's looking like a pretty nice parlay. Looking like a pretty nice parlay right now. It's just something I've been looking at. I've been adding them to almost every bet. I just go and add the 5 conferences. Sometimes I'm taking the AFC East Jets. Sometimes I'm taking my girl Zoe in NC State to win the women's basketball championship. But that's for a different story and a different day. Shout out to her for the rookie beating UConn out at NC State. Let's go. Anyway, I'm hyped for some college basketball to come around the corner. I'm hyped for the NFL to start getting a little clearer here. I'm hyped for in-season tournament NBA. Stick with us, Winning Picks Weekly. We're on the YouTube. Check us out on Twitter at ChipMurphy7. Greg and Chip put out their picks. That's it, boys. Anything else? All right.
No, let's have a fun week.
No. Yeah.
All right. Next coming, Jets coming, ETC, period. We out.